And we're back for another episode.
Who's been Zach? Shout out to Jeezy.
Shout out to Jeezy.
Shout out to Jeezy.
So that verses could be a conversation of itself and forgiveness and willingness. But that's actually a conversation we can have one day. But in this episode, we're about to do something my friend Jarvis likes to throw in my face a lot. That he went to a HBCU.
I should throw it in your face. You deserve to have that thrown into your face.
But I went to who paid for school. And that is the honor. Now, I love my experience in Louisville. I met my beautiful wife.
But tell me about it.
It's a great experience.
Tell me about the experience that you cherish so much.
Okay. I'm listening. Fine. I guess we'll go on the show. So we can compare HBCUs and PWIs today. I will talk to the PWI that I went to, the University of Louisville.
There is no comparison, but keep going.
You know what I'm saying, whatever. But I mean, Louisville for me, and I can't say that my school compares to others. I can only speak about my school specifically. But Louisville was pretty diverse. I'm not going to sit here and act like, it was like HBCU or anything like that, but it was pretty diverse. I very much will say that my college experience was definitely, I would say, probably in comparison to my went to HBCU, very different. Because I would say all the black people were just, you had your clique. Like it was, like you had your group of black people, and we, for the most part, I'm not saying we all knew each other, but I would definitely say you knew of each other, right? So it wasn't like, I can't say every classroom I walked into, I saw somebody that looked like me in terms of who was in the class. But I am proud to say that I did have a good bit of black professors. Actually, I had a black professor every semester. I can honestly say that I had a black professor every. Oh, I look at this man. I had a black professor every semester. I had at least one.
Starts with an S. It is.
I had at least one
black teacher. One black. Okay, gotcha.
I had at least one black professor every semester. I definitely want to say, I'm not trying to compare. But I definitely would say, we did have a really strong African American Studies program. It actually was one of the most known ones in the state. What's up about my experience? I mean, honestly, man, went to school, got my degree. Like for me, like I really did. I would be honest with you and saying this. If I'm to be very transparent, I will definitely say that at my school I did feel like a minority. I'm not going to sit here and act like I didn't. I definitely did realize there was more, white people on my campus than there were people that looked like me. But one thing I can be honest about Louisville in of itself, I can appreciate that they did have a lot of programs for the black community. Literally every other week, I did feel like there was some program going on. Could Louisville have done more? Very much so. I'm not saying they couldn't have done more, but I definitely would say for a PWI, my college experience, I feel like wasn't too much. And of course, I didn't go to HBCU. I can't really speak about it, but from me, I feel like my college experience going to a PWI, in terms of going to like everyday life, I feel like was very similar to maybe somebody that went to HBCU. I think the only thing different, and just my opinion on it, I think the only thing different overall is the pride that you feel, right? Like I'll be real. What I mean by that is, shit, bro. You walk outside your dorm, it's a black person you looking at. You go to class, a black kid next to you, black professor. You know what I'm saying? And I definitely feel like that would create a different pride, sense of pride of going to the school. But I definitely say I think my everyday life, going to class, having fun, fucking around, turned up. I don't think that was very much different in your experience. I really don't think it was. That's just me guessing and assuming. I don't think it was. But I'll let you go. I'll let you sit here and wait. You sit here. You can't.
Nah, man. So got my handy dandy notebook and I took my mental notes of what you were saying.
On the white side.
And
he couldn't wait for this.
So I don't want to go with the point being this, that regardless of where you chose, what institution you chose, and quite often it's kind of what institution chose you. because I'll be honest with you, like the whole process of me getting into college is a blur. I don't really remember a lot of it. I know my dad dropped me off, and here I was at football camp. Like I don't remember. I don't remember really doing housing. I don't remember doing meal plans. If I did, I probably just put.
I will say that you really don't play that shit. You gotta get your housing in on time. You gotta get your meal plan in on time.
But you know,
that shit together.
but that was kind of like the experience for me at the Savannah State University. Okay, the college.
So y'all are was it TSSU now? I thought it was just SSU.
No,
where the V come
from? It's lowercase THE, and then it's big SSU.
You know what? Now that I know what I do think was the experience we're gonna talk about, I do want to hear your experience playing sports in comparison to my experience. I do want to hear that.
Oh, wildly different. Point for Louisville, but I will get there. But my experience, you made a good. I was bringing up the point that I don't remember a lot of that, but I think Savannah State was more equipped to handle kids like myself who first generation come from relative poverty. I didn't know that even that you could change your class schedule until like my sophomore year. They put some shit on the paper and I went because I had to go. Did I succeed because of that? Absolutely not. Freshman year was terrible. It was not.
You sound like a freshman athlete. That's exactly what you sound like.
Because they had no prerequisite knowledge of what the hell I was supposed to be doing. I just kind of showed up and figured it out as I went. So my experience at Savannah, it was I want to do it justice, and I can't really think of the word. But the word, it was truly like revolutionary for me. I revolved and I evolved as a person because you go in as this like little, kid that is naive and this, that, and the third. And I'm thinking just like you thinking. I'm going to HBCU, so everybody in there is black. That's it. So I fundamentally understand everybody else. So
you get more options too.
That wasn't the case though. It was super diverse. Like I'm from Social Circle, Georgia. There's 7,000 people there. When I'm meeting people that's from Los Angeles, and yes, they're black, but they're black don't look like my black.
That's true.
There's people,
that's true. That's real.
People from New York. There's people that grew up, because of some of the academic diversity that we have in programs like marine biology. Excuse me, like our marine biology programs and our.
But your campus is like close to like sea, right?
Yeah, homeland security programs. Like people came with different mindsets than mine, so that was diverse within itself. Like I did not know shit about the ocean. You feel me? But then when I met even with my LB, who's an environmental scientist, because he has multiple degrees in it at this point. Like it was weird for me to see someone who cared about marine science.
Right.
And who can fluently speak towards that. So my experience, it was very diverse. I mean, I lived in Savannah, Georgia for 4 years, where it's one of the more liberal cities in the South. And, you can literally go to slave dwellings, you feel me? And across the street was Skaggs University, one of the most renowned art schools in America. And then across from that, we got our PWI equivalent with
the PWI.
It's a PWI equivalent. And I forgot the name of the damn school. They got apples and everything there. Shout out to the brothers. Like I forget the name of the school.
Wait, but that's like the PWI equivalent in the same city?
In the same city. Right. So even though those are separate schools from Savannah, they did contribute, Savannah State, they did contribute to what my experience was there.
Yeah.
It's almost like, we all are college students. It's a true college town. This just happened to be the college that I associate with, but all that had a heavy, a significant part in my experience at Savannah State. My financial aid officer, my special advisor, felt like family. I bought her gifts for Christmas. My advisor, Dr. Nagyze, you feel me? Like we talked on a personal level. Like I had his cell phone, and we were he at one point in time he was encouraging me to go to law school. He would text me little stuff and send me stuff. Like I had that type of relationship at Savannah State University. it's somebody said that Savannah State at the time had about as many people in a little bit less, about 5,000 students when I was there. So they're probably a little bit bigger now. But I didn't necessarily identify with all 5,000 of those people. Like it's different hues of black. You feel me? So and that goes into the culture. Like, bro, like I don't know if y'all had fried chicken Wednesday or fish fry Fridays.
Well, of course we had no fish fry Friday. But now niggas on campus they had no fish fry Friday.
Dress for success on Wednesday.
We had
me? Like every like Greek event was an event. Like we had.
Well, Echo came down the block over on campus.
So really, what you said ultimately was, what does relinquish mean to you? So like, what does that even mean to you in the first place? And what you want to convey in our show?
So like relinquish, when I hear that and I think about what you guys have created and what it is to me. So a lot of times when we hear the term or we feel the analogy of like somebody being shackled or held down to whatever circumstance that's holding them down, we think about the cuffs actually being an exterior force that's wrapped around your wrist. Sometimes you are holding on to those things.
Yeah.
And then when you relinquish it, let it go, you're free, right? So,
yeah.
But that is a process within itself.
You create your own freedom, ultimately.
You creating your own freedom. The freedom is there. You feel me? Like there's always going to be outside forces that influence you to behave as if you were trapped. That ain't necessarily it. You feel me? So, when I hear relinquish, you're letting go things that are holding you down from being free. Like literally, Erykah Badu bag lady, like let the bags go so you can fly. So that's what I hear when I hear relinquish.
That's real, bro. I mean, that's ultimately what relinquish what we try to convey. I mean, ultimately, we're trying to let people know, like, your freedom is really your own. The freedom is there for you to obtain. The freedom is there for you to get it, but you have to let go so you can be free and fly away. Absolutely. I mean, really, just what you said, man.
Absolutely. So even when I think about what it is that we are in the journey of where we're trying to create, and this is a show, and it's so many. Let's not get beside ourselves and say that we're groundbreaking and we're doing something new. It's men talking about issues from a man's perspective. At the end of the day, that's what it is, right? Yeah. But what I want people to know is that what I hope is different, or what we're even. I hope this isn't different, but I hope what is the message, what you get from us is, well, what we're saying isn't fact, and it may not be fact.
No, it's not fact.
Yeah, it can be based on facts, but it ain't fact.
We're not giving bullshit,
and it isn't the truth. Right? This is our truth. This is what we feel to be true. This is what we think is, what is relevant. This is our moral scope. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, you have to trust your own truth. You have to believe, you have to find what it is that you believe. And you have to live by that code. And hopefully that coincides with everybody else. And you just doing your part to make this world a better place.
See, this is why you were one of the first people to take pictures of. You explained it perfectly. But no, I mean, bro. I mean, I definitely do feel you in that. Like, ultimately, what we want people to get from relinquish is really what you think it is. I mean, honestly, ultimately, it's about being free. Right. So, whatever your idea of being free is, that's what it's gonna be.
So you gotta understand that relinquish is as far as what you guys built. Like, you have to go straight to the source for that. But use relinquish as a term, as a word, as a lifestyle, that ultimately, I'm telling you to use that to set you free.
Right? That's it. That's all we need.